Today we are going to learn about the parent functions, excuse me, and some piecewise functions and step functions. So first, it's all about the parent functions. And this is just a family of functions that we can shift, stretch, reflect, and get an infinite number of other equations based on that. So we're going to first start with the linear function. Okay, so the linear function, the basic one is just f of x equals x. And so to graph this, we are going to plug in -2 to 2. And we're just plugging that in for x because the function is equal to x. And we just get exactly what we started with. And so we're going to plot those points, -2, -2, -1, -1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2. And it should not be so surprising that it's just a straight line at a 45-degree angle. Okay, and its domain and range are both all reals. The function is continuous, and that just means that I can draw it with one pencil stroke. Let's see, I think I have a laser somewhere here. Yeah, so I could just draw it just with one pencil stroke. And if I were to, I could tell you that it's odd two different ways. One way is to turn your paper upside down 180 degrees, you get the exact same thing. Or we could take -x and plug it in, and for x we get -x, which is exactly the opposite of what I started with. So it's odd. There is no max nor in. It's a strictly increasing graph, and so there is no decreasing. And for end behavior, what this means is as my x's get more and more negative, so as I go to the left on my x's, my y's get lower and lower, so f of x approaches -infinity. But as my x's go towards positive infinity and get bigger and bigger, my y's also get bigger and bigger, and so that's infinity. And finally, the x and y intercept to get the, well, in this case, you can see both the x and y intercept is just 0, 0. Okay, so let's move on to the absolute value function, f of x equals the absolute value of x. So I'm going to plug in again, -2 to 2. This time everything comes out positive. So let's graph it. And you get a nice V shape. So the domain is again all reals, but this time the range starts at 0 and goes to infinity. It's continuous. I can draw it in one pencil stroke, and this one's even. The two ways is that it reflects over the y-axis, and also if I plugged in -x, absolute value of -x is exactly the same thing as what I started with. There is no maximum, goes on and on forever, but the minimum is 0, 0. There is a lowest point, which also happens to be your x and y intercept over there. The interval of increasing, so as I go from left to right, it's increasing, always soft bracket, from 0 to infinity, and decreasing from -infinity to 0. Okay, and as x approaches -infinity, so as I go to the left, my y's get bigger and bigger, so that'll be positive infinity, and likewise, if I go towards positive infinity for x, my y's also approach infinity. Okay, so the next one is the quadratic function, and that's the parent is y equals x squared. So we plug in -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2, and this time we get 4, 1, 0, 1, 4. So let's plot that. So it's not quite a V, it's more, there's more of a curve to it, and that's what the quadratic or the parabola looks like. That's the other name, is the parabola. Domain is all reals. Range is 0 to infinity, hard bracket. Again, it's continuous, and it is also an even function. No max, the min is 0, 0, which again happens to be the x and y intercept. And it's the same increasing, actually everything's the same as absolute value. So it's increasing from 0 to infinity, decreasing -infinity to 0. And as I go to the left, as x approaches -infinity, my y approaches positive infinity. Same thing as x approaches positive infinity, my y's approach positive infinity. Okay, now this one's a little weird. This is called the greatest integer function. There's two ways to write this. Most people write it like this, but you could also see it like this. It's called the floor function, is another name. Okay, and what the greatest integer function means is what is the greatest, I'm going to write that down here. What is the greatest integer less than or equal to x? So before we get into it, let's take a look at this question right here. This is a floor function, negative 3.1. It's asking what is the greatest integer less than or equal to negative 3.1. Okay, so think about what your answer would be. And because you're rounding down, it's actually negative 4 because it's negative. So you want to go to the left. Okay, so for this one, we're actually not going to use the table on this. The way that I graph this is I plot, if I plug in 0, I get 0. I plug in the whole numbers, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, negative 1, etc. and go all the way to the end. Because if you're plugging in an integer, the greatest integer less than or equal to it is just itself. But now what's happening in between? So let's say I want to know what's going on in here between 0 and 1. So if I were to put in 0.1 and I round down, so x is 0.1, y is going to be 0. 0.2, y is going to be 0. So everything here will be 0, but at 1, it's an open circle and it jumps up to 1. How about at 1.2? 1.2 right here, when I plug in, it rounds down to 1. So all of these round down to 1, except right at 2, it jumps. And now you can kind of see this pattern where you have a closed circle on the left and an open circle on the right. These are all closed. It's hard to, let me fill the middle a bit better. And the greatest integer function is also a step function. There's an infinite number of step functions because they can be reflected, moved around, or whatever, but this is the particular one for the greatest integer function. So for the domain, you can plug any number in. In fact, as you go from left to right on here, you should see that every single x value is taken. Every x value, there's a y value for it. However, the range is only integers. There's no fractions in there. We can just write integers. It is not continuous because I have to pick up my pen to draw it. And it's a neither. Even though it may look like it's odd, if you were to turn it upside down, then the open circles are on the left as opposed to the closed circles being on the left the way it looks right now. There is no max or min, and it is strictly increasing. Is it? That's an interesting one. When I think about it, there's a lot of constants here. So I don't even know what the answer is to that one. I'm thinking it's probably increasing at each integer, but you're not going to be asked that question. So let's just not answer that right there. And as x approaches infinity, you can see that I'm going down to negative infinity. But as x approaches positive infinity, I'm going up towards positive infinity. Now the x-intercepts are interesting because all of these are x-intercepts. So the x-intercepts go from 0 hard bracket to 1 soft bracket. And the y-intercept, so this is like a whole interval. But the y-intercept, where is y? Where does it cross the y-axis is just 0, 0. Okay, the cubic is f of x equals x cubed. So let's plug in negative 2 to 2 and graph. Oops, I did that wrong. And that's what the cubic looks like. You have to get very used to these shapes. It looks like kind of like an S. So when you see that, you should know that it's the cubic. Okay, one way to help you to remember that it's a cubic is that when an x is positive, the y is also positive. But when the x is negative, the y is also negative. That's very different than the parabola. All right, while I'm thinking about it, the x and y intercepts are both 0, 0. Domain for both, negative infinity to infinity. It is continuous. and this time it is odd. There is no max or min, and the graph is strictly increasing. No decrease. And as x goes to infinity, y goes to negative infinity. I don't know what I just said. As x goes to negative infinity, y goes to negative infinity. As x goes to positive infinity, y goes to positive infinity. All right, and the next one is the reciprocal function. So reciprocating, I'm just going to flip it, 1 over x. I tend to not use this chart again for the reciprocal function because, first of all, when you plug in 0, it doesn't work. So when you plug in 0, it does not exist. And so that means that x can never, ever be 0. So I'm going to draw an asymptote here. Also, you can never get 0 as an answer. This can never equal 0. If you multiply both sides by 0, you would get 1 equals 0. So then that means that the function value y can never be 0. So we have these asymptotes. Let me spell that word out. And the asymptotes are the x-axis y equals 0 and the y-axis x equals 0. And I always remember them because they're opposite. So if it's the x-axis, that means y is 0. And if it's the y-axis, that means x equals 0. So let me just write those down next to them. That should help you. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in 1. So if I plug in 1, I get 1, 1. Now what happens if I plug in 2? Plug in 2, I get a half. Plug in 3, I get a third. So it's getting smaller and smaller, but it's not getting negative. It's never going to touch 0. That's why there's an asymptote. What about when I plug in a half? So I would have 1 over a half, which you know is 1 times 2 over 1. So if I plug in a half, I get 2. If I plug in 3, if I plug in 1/3, I get 3. So the idea is that this is what the curve looks like. Okay, and it's getting closer and closer to those asymptotes. Now, when I plug in negatives, I get negatives. So that means it's going to be in quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be, the second piece is going to be in quadrant 4. Okay, because when I plug in the negatives, I get a negative. So that's the gist of this graph. The domain is everything but 0. And same for the range. If you have any questions about that, just let me know and I will answer you back. Just write it right in your notes clearly so I can see. It is discontinuous, and what do you think? Even, odd, or neither? It's odd because you can flip it upside down and it's the same graph. There is no max or min. We already talked about the asymptotes, x equals 0, y equals 0. And the graph is actually strictly decreasing. It's going down, down over its entire domain. So it's negative infinity to 0. Nope, no increasing. Negative infinity to 0, union 0 to infinity. As x approaches negative infinity, what's happening to y? Y is getting closer and closer to 0. And as x approaches positive infinity, what's happening to y? It's also getting closer and closer to 0. And there is no x-intercept and no y-intercept. Okay, and we just have 2 more, the square root function. Okay, this also could be known as x to the 1/2, same thing. All right, so we are going to plug in, but we have to, for this page, when we're doing roots, because this is also, let me just tell you, the cubed root function, we want to not plug in -2 to 2 because I can't take the square root of -2. You want to plug in the first perfect square that's positive, which is 0. Then the next perfect square is 1, then 4, then 9, and then 16 is too big. So you take the square root of each of those, and that's what you want to graph. And it's actually just like the quadratic on its side with just half of it. That's what it looks like. So the domain, 0 to infinity, the range, also 0 to infinity. It is continuous, and it is neither even nor odd. There is no max, but there is a min at 0, 0, and the graph is strictly increasing, never decreasing. Now look at this question. It says, as x approaches 0, so as my x's get closer and closer and closer to 0, what does y approach? 0. And as x gets closer and closer to infinity, what does y approach? Infinity. And the x-intercept and the y-intercept are 0, 0. All right, so finally the last one, the cubed root function. So for the cubed root function, we want to plug in perfect cubes. So yes, 0 is a perfect cube, 1 is a perfect cube. You get 0, you get 1. But what number cubed, the cubed root of what number gives me 2? It would be 8. And then we can plug in negatives. So for these, you have to remember, it's very important, you have to remember we need to plug in very special numbers as opposed to most of the ones in the beginning. Okay, so 8, 2, 1, 1, 0, 0, negative 1, negative 1, negative 8, negative 2. And this is what the cubed root function looks like. So it is like very much like the cubic. Remember the cubic looked like this, but it's on its side. Okay, domain range, all reals. It is continuous and it is odd. There is no max, no min, strictly increasing over its domain. And as x approaches negative infinity, y is getting lower, so negative infinity. As x approaches positive infinity, y approaches infinity. And the x and y intercepts are 0, 0.